This is Hoodies. You give me something to hold on to. Something to hold on. Shout out to Bilal. Dope live album. Word. Shit is fire. Common, Robert Glasper, Questlove. Shit is fire. Shout out to Bilal. Anyway, I ain't gonna stay long. So let's go ahead and do the pleasantries. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to another dope session of Hoodies the podcast. I'm the host, the Garbage Sheety, coming at you live from the Skill Suite. Or maybe not so live, but we coming at you. Let's shoot one in the air. Boom! You know what I mean? Put one up in the air. Boom! That was two. But y'all know what it is. Listen, man. Alright, so listen. Getting right into this. So, anybody who knows me, I would assume maybe some of y'all know me. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. In this way, right? I don't really rock with politics. I think the last time I actually remotely cared was when Brother Barack was in there, and that was a bit of an eye opener. I voted for him twice, and just the thought of a black president in office sparked something in me. However unrealistic it was, it sparked something. But anyway. Being a barber here in the Skill Suite, or just being a barber, period, right? You have people who say things, hey man, you should try this out, young blood, you should try this out. So I had one of my elder clients, he said to me, well, listen, now, hey, brother Rob, I know you don't really rock with the politics like that, but regardless of what side you stand on, watch the debate tonight. I was like, man, I don't know, man. You just no, come on, just go ahead and watch it. So I did, right? And granted, it's probably spent more watching me than me watching it. And okay, I'm not gonna front and act like I was just focused in on the whole thing the whole time. But what I did see, right? So I guess this is kind of a half-assed review. What I did see though was it looked like there were two high school age boys battling for class president. That's how childish and petty it looked to me, right? Not only that, but I was thinking, right? I'm assuming there's a PR rep, some sort of image consultant, somebody to tell, the candidate, say the speech is going to be in front of a crowd of blue collar worker types. Probably going to wear a certain type of shoe, certain type of blazer. You're going to use certain talking points, this, that, and the third, to appeal to that audience. So if you're talking to, I don't know, upper class or high class, crowd, I don't know, and I'm guessing all of this, but I'm just trying to give y'all some examples of like an image consultant, a PR rep, and a PR being public relations and things like that. So if it's a high class, upper class crowd, you figure they would wear like a red power tie and again, a type of shoe and there's certain talking points that would appeal to them. And I know damn well there's a certain way them white folk, well, not just white folk, but candidates of all sorts, whether it's presidential or not, I'm sure that there's certain talking points that they use when talking to black folk. We're probably the easiest out of every group that they go to talk to. We're probably the easiest. And okay, we're probably the easiest. All they got to do is just tell us the obvious. Racism is bad, and we're gonna create some jobs, and we're gonna clean up these streets. Then they'll do the Dougie or the Cabbage Patch or something like that. Pull some Texas Pete from their purse. You know what I'm saying? All that pandering and all that, but all of it's pandering. But I'm sure there's talking points and a certain way to carry oneself if you're a candidate that that they'll utilize when in front of that particular crowd. So with that said, I found it interesting that Joe Biden, with the way he talks and all, yeah, that was allowed to go on. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but I get the feeling that there's a setup happening right before our eyes. Because if it's a PR rep or image consultant's duty to see to it that a particular candidate looks good in front of looks good on TV and in front of their crowd, right? Listen, if we see Joe Biden talking and carrying him, I mean, granted, he's 80 something years old, so if we see him looking bad, looking like he's got early stages of dementia, possibly, just talking weird. I'm not gonna say he was slurring, but you can clearly see that age and there's something going on in his mind, right? So if we can see that, I'm sure they saw that a long time ago. So for him to be out there in front of the quote unquote American public, it just seems like this is a set, like that's deliberate, like this is a setup. Probably perhaps for your man Trump to be back in there in office, or they're trying to make room for your girl Kamala Harris. Something's going on here. Why would you put that out there? I mean, granted, Republican, Democrat, two wings on the same bird, and neither one of them motherfuckers gonna do shit for you. They ain't neither one of them gonna do a damn thing for you. So, but still, for that to be the face of the Democratic Party, sure they're not gonna do crap for you, but for that to be the face, for that to be presented to the American public, tells me that there's something else in the works. Again, either to make it a landslide for Trump to get back in office, or to make way for Kamala Harris. I suppose that would be considered a twofer. You see what I'm saying? You get somebody who's black in office and someone who's a woman in office. It just seems that's the way it's looking, like they're just setting the stage to get him the fuck out of here and bring her in. And when you present him in that way, and then if you bring, chances are it probably won't be Trump, but if it's Kamala or any or just to make way for some other candidate to get in there, so this way nobody will complain. Hey, you seen Biden? You see how he was? You see them? It just seems like a setup. I just couldn't help but to think that the whole time. I was actually talking over them. I think the last time in that debate that I actually tuned in was when I heard Trump say to Biden, "Oh yeah, and he's called black people super predators." Shoot, which is true. He never corrected that. He never addressed it either. None of them ever addressed shit. Each of them was just talking, running their mouth. It even got petty at one point. It's a shit show. Now I could get into, I don't believe in none of it. Y'all already know where I'm standing. If you don't, now you know. Okay? Two wings on the same bird. Ain't none of them gonna do a damn thing for you. It is what it is. However, and before I get up off this, I'm gonna stop doing these long pods. But before I move on, I just want to say, okay, think of everything that you want to do in life. Think of all the things that you want to be in life. Forget that. Think of all the things black folk need to do to be better. Trust each other. Well, first of all, I say all the time, black folks need to get in the mirror and learn to love who they see first. And when you learn to love who you see, you'll love people who look like you. When you love people who look like you, you'll want to do business with people who look like you, and so on and so forth. Well, you'll trust people who look like you, then we'll want to do business with each other. Whoop-de fucking whoop. Start there, and then let's try to do something together. No, all of us ain't gonna get along. All of us ain't gonna want to work together. But perhaps there'll be pockets of us, like it kind of is now. But imagine how much more it would be if every black person actually took the time to tap in to themselves and learn to love themselves. And just think then what would happen if we could look outward and love what we see. But I'm saying all that to say, once again, that there is no agenda for what we need. So I don't care which way you vote, Democrat or Republican. I don't give a fuck how you vote. I don't care. That's on you. But just listen, man. They ain't gonna do nothing for us because the improvement, in terms of the quality of black life, is up to black people. The way they even talk about us, black jobs this and black jobs that, the way they even talk about us, they talk about us like we're fucking leper. It's time that we just did for ourselves. Stop hollering about reparations. They didn't give a fuck about us back then. They don't give a fuck about us now. Just call it what it is. I'm just telling y'all what y'all already know in your heart. But some people are still waiting on it, just like they still waiting on somebody to come back and save them. I ain't about to go there either. However, I will say, if you're going to vote for somebody, vote for yourself. Vote that you would do the inner work. So much so that when you do your outer work, your inner work will show. Your outer work will be indicative of the inner work that you've done. Imagine if we all did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Start thinking for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? In fact, if you ever thought, how do I start to think for myself? Well, start like I said, in the mirror. There's no two ways about that one. Start there. Just go look at yourself in the mirror. Just sit there and look at yourself. No makeup, no nothing. Just look at yourself. Sit there and talk to yourself. Take some snacks in the fucking mirror with you. And don't leave that mirror until you learn to love who you see looking back at you. Ask yourself some simple yet heavy questions. Who am I? What do I want? What do I need from me? Like, what am I good at? Like, start to tap in, fam. Tap in. That's step one. And then every step after that is interchangeable, right? Because when you start to listen to you, listen to your heart. Pay attention to those gut feelings. Right? You'll stop listening to a fucking presidential candidate who's not going to do a goddamn thing for you. While you at it, you'll stop listening to these so-called woke influences. Listen, it's about time we stop giving them niggas our money. Let's just face it. Ain't no school ain't no Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy gonna get built. Let's just face that. We've been had. We've been took. Let's just call it what it is. Okay? That Hidden History Museum. Hey, listen, from where I'm standing, that shit ain't no goddamn museum. It's a fucking comedy club. For open mic and poems and raps and shit like that. Man, if you tap in and start to listen to you, some wise elders, then motherfuckers like Umar and Tariq Nasheed, they won't have room to get in there. You know what I'm saying? And manipulate you. They won't have no room. I don't want to hear nothing from none of these niggas until I get an update on that school, or update on what's going on with that fucking museum. Till then, I don't want, man, I see them niggas, I scroll up or down, I scroll away. How's that? Word. There is no vote for what we need, man. There's no vote for that. Do what you want. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You want to vote because your grandma told you to vote? Do your thing, man. No judgment here. Do what you do. Do what you do. Today is July 2nd. I'll be 50 in just a few days. But today is July 2nd. And the 4th is even sooner. And a lot of you will be out here celebrating Independence Day. And I'm not going to judge none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us is just trying to do the best we can. And everybody's level of best is different from the next person's. I ain't about to do none of that. Right? Just keep in mind, what was that, 1776? And we weren't free until what, 1865? Something like that? You do the math. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. My review on the presidential debate was that it was trash. And it looked like two high school kids, you know what I'm saying, going at it for class president. Good luck going forward. Good luck with your votes, man. I wish y'all good luck. I hope you get what you're looking for. Word out. Peace. Also, before I get out of here, for those of you who like to travel and flex on your exes, or flex on the people that you work with, or flex on the people in your neighborhood, y'all need to do the same thing too. Tap in. Learn to love yourself. That way, trying to impress people or stun on people, it won't even be necessary. And then, not to mention, when you at this island or somebody's beach or whatever, you there by yourself. You're alone. How much of a flex do you think you're doing? You're alone. You know what I'm saying? You're alone. If you're a sister, show up with a new dude or something. If you're a dude, yo, show up with some new hype. Word. Now you're flexing, fam. Now you flexing. Word. And that's all I got, man. Stop fronting. Tap in. That's all I want to say about that. Tap in and look in the mirror. Dead ass. Before I get out of here, I want to say good luck to Kimball Walker, who just announced his retirement. Good luck, fam, to a dope and solid career. Word up. Good luck going forward, man. Word up. The game's going to miss you. In fact, we already miss you because, man, it's been some years. Probably about a good 5 years since you've been in the NBA uniform. But anyway, good luck, man. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all next time. I'm Nagar Rashidi. This is Hoodies, man. Peace. Hey. This is Hoodies.